On this episode...
Ow!
That's a pretty hard whack.
...of It's Me or the Dog.
You've got to get him away from here.
Victoria meets a couple.
So, oh.
In over their heads.
Seriously, that is a bite waiting to happen right there. When he just goes over and you're letting him do that? She's jumping.
With their powerful family dog. Endangering their 3 small children.
One day, those teeth are gonna come down hard. You don't get a second chance with children.
And a husband at the end of his rope.
I'd rather just remove the problem. I've had enough.
Very effective, Joe. Stop. It's abuse. That's her windpipe being cut off.
Can Victoria defuse this ticking time bomb?
But you actually haven't taught the dog how to behave.
Before someone gets hurt?
I'm Mandy Haldenwang. I live here in Bayshore with my husband, Joe, and our 3 boys, Joseph, Ethan, and Aiden, and our incredibly crazy dog, Dakota. Dakota is a 1-year-old bull terrier. She's definitely a lot more than we had bargained for. Come on, Dakota. The biggest problem would definitely be her interaction with other people. She does nip at them a lot, which makes them nervous.
I'm done. I don't want it anymore. I don't need a dog in my life anymore.
Get down.
As soon as you walk into the backyard, you walk in the house, you have a 45-pound dog pouncing on you. It pisses me off. I don't want to live the next 10, 15 years having my kids not be happy, not being able to play in their own backyard. They'll scream, they'll yell at her. Even, they'll go to hit the dog as well. She dragged you across the backyard. That was fun, right?
No.
Our differences with dealing with Dakota's misbehavior is sometimes extreme. I don't want to be physical with her.
It's probably the #1 problem, because you're not.
Joe sometimes will, like, slap her on the mouth or her face. He definitely lunges at her to stop what she's doing.
Get down.
We definitely argue about keeping her or not keeping her. She might not always be like that.
Kids can be unhappy for the next 10, 12 years because you're riding on a hope and a dream here.
I'm definitely willing to learn whatever I need to learn and do whatever I need to do to keep her.
If she's quiet, she's doing something wrong. She eats furniture, she eats toys. The only reason I'm not getting rid of Dakota is because Mandy thinks we can fix her.
Do you really want to get rid of her and send her someplace that you don't know what's going to happen to her? That's cruel to me.
It's a risk I'm willing to take.
I'm not.
It is me or the dog.
At their wits' end, Mandy and Joe have called in dog trainer Victoria Stilwell.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. As I came through the door and said hello to Mandy, out shot this bull terrier. Beautiful looking girl, and I thought, oh, here we go. We're gonna have to chase her down the street. Come here.
Come on, Code.
Hi, sweetheart. Hello. I meet Dakota, and immediately she's jumping up and nipping. Not in a completely friendly way either. What made you get an English Bull Terrier?
We did a lot of research. We wanted a dog that had a lot of energy because we have a very energetic family.
What part of the research did you miss?
Probably mostly the stubbornness.
I know. Oh, no, darling. No. Oh, Papa. Aiden got angry with Dakota, took her muzzle in his little hands and pinched both sides of her muzzle. And I could see her becoming extremely irritated. That was very, very worrying moment. Do your boys normally hold on to the muzzle like that?
Not
Did
normally,
you just see what
but
he did?
yes. But if she's doing something that he doesn't want her to, he'll kind of go at her.
That's such a recipe for a bite in the face.
Yeah.
Be very, very careful with that.
Okay. It's like a zoo in here most of the time.
Right. Where is your husband?
My husband's sleeping now. He works overnight, so he'll be up in a little while.
Oh, okay. How many nights a week does he work?
3 nights a week, 13 hours.
Gosh, okay. There is a lot going on in this home. 3 boys with a lot of energy, a bull terrier with a lot of energy. There's a lot for a mother to deal with. Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hey.
I'm Joe.
Nice to meet you, Joe. So,
That's
Coda.
does she do that
Sorry.
to people? So does she do
Yes.
that to
Yeah,
other
all the
people?
time.
I've already seen quite a lot.
okay.
And I've only been here 15 minutes.
Okay.
So who was it that you don't want her?
I think it's all the boys against Mandy, basically.
Okay.
I feel like she's more of a nuisance than good, really. I'd rather just remove the problem, not have to be on guard all the time on what the dog's gonna do. Mandy and I have been married for 8 years. But with the dog, it's like the thorn in the side. Has it put strain on our marriage? It's just an extra added stress that that we really don't need.
You've only had her a year. I've tried to get rid of her twice already.
I've gotten to the point with Dakota where I've posted her on the internet while Mandy was at work to see if I can get rid of her quickly.
Can I go outside? Can you just take me outside? Sure. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, you got a huge backyard.
Yeah.
Wow, it's massive. But they
Yeah,
don't
the problem is they don't want to play in it, though, if she's around. It's either the kids are out or the dog's inside or vice versa. It frustrates me to no end that my kids can't go in their own backyard. You push them on the swing, she comes over, she grabs the swing and starts shaking it back and forth with them on it.
Okay.
I have a massive backyard, but they don't even want to play in it. When the kids are on the swing, Dakota will come over and she'll start pulling on it. They don't know what's going to happen, so they're intimidated.
Hey, no. Something bad is going to happen here. You don't want to take risks.
When Dakota's in the backyard, she kind of makes it miserable if I have to do yard work.
So how would you try and get her to stop? What would you do?
Like when she's getting like this,
Yeah.
there are times I'll just grab her. I'll try and get her to. And try and get her to calm down this way. You know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, you know?
When you hold a dog down like that, people think that dog's calming down, but actually the dog's not calmed down at all. What they do is they shut down. They learn, instinct tells them they're being put in a compromised position, so in order to survive, they shut down. When Joe gets angry, he slaps her, and he doesn't just tap her. I heard the connection of his hand to the bone on her nose, and it was hard. That's a pretty hard whack.
Yeah.
You do that with her quite a lot? It's not so much the hardness of the whack, it's the action of the whack that concerns me. That could actually backfire. God forbid one of the children goes to touch her.
Okay.
And she just sees his hand coming towards her, thinks back to when she was hit, and then bang, goes for the hand. And I've seen it happen a lot.
Mm-hmm. I thought, you know, like in disciplining, it's supposed to be a negative reaction to what she's doing.
Yeah.
Because I just figured, who wants to get slapped in the snout every time you do something wrong?
But then you've just got a negative feeling with the owner. The owner has just hurt me, so I'm gonna not trust you as much. I don't like that kind of relationship with a dog. I want the dog to do things for me because it wants to. I do believe in discipline, just this isn't working. We need to find a way where you can actually have a relationship with her where she listens to you. Joe has zero relationship with Dakota, and he doesn't want her in his home. That makes my job very hard. Can I see what she's like out on a walk?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Okay, and is this what you use on her?
Yes.
Okay. Using a choke collar on Dakota is awful. When people use contraptions like this on a dog to get them to walk better, it's always better for the human than it is for the dog.
When she starts to pull, I try to stop her.
Right?
Try to, you know, get her to sit,
Yes.
and then I'll go again when she starts pulling.
Very effective, Joe. Did you hear that hint of sarcasm in my voice?
Yes.
She's starting to wheeze.
Okay, stop, stop, stop. That choke chain is literally cutting into her voice box. Then you've got a collapsed trachea. Yeah, that's now her windpipe being cut off.
Right.
That's the air. She can't get enough air in, so that's raspy. Those things need to be banned. So you get breathing problems, you get the heart problems and breathing problems because the lungs fill up with fluid.
So you wouldn't recommend choke chain?
No, absolutely not. Joe's not in control. He's pulling at the leash and he's jerking the leash
Down.
All of this being rough and being abusive, well, that's what it is. It's abuse. You can't correct a behavior unless you've taught it. You teach the behavior first and then guide the dog into making the right kind of choices. Why don't people teach their dogs to do things? If you take the time to teach your dog to do something, your dog will do it. Gosh, there's another dog in the distance. Now I'm getting nervous. Dakota doesn't seem to be well socialized with other dogs. I have no doubt in my mind if Dakota gets off the leash, the other dog is going to be in for it. Yeah, I see what you mean. That's not a pleasant walk, is it?
No, not at all. Not at all.
And I can tell by her mouth that there's not enough oxygen going in, so let's go back inside. The more this couple reprimand Dakota for behaving badly, the worse she's going to do it, and the more insecure she's going to feel. You said you had a problem if you ever have friends here or when a babysitter comes. What happens?
When they first walk in, a lot of times she'll jump and nip at them. She'll bark sometimes for a long period of time.
Have you got a friend coming over now?
Yes.
Okay. I think when I see something that I can work on right there and then, I do it, because that's the effective way to train.
Hello, dog.
Yes, she does. She jumps, and she does this little nip as she jumps. I think what you've all got to get into is that if she jumps on you, you give her nothing. You turn your back. Now, you also need to... No, you also need to cross your arms. Cross your hands in front of you. She's jumping... Enough. She's jumping up at your hands. Woo, toys.
Yeah.
When it comes to guests, she knows that she actually doesn't get any attention when she jumps up, that all the attention she gets is when she has 4 on the floor.
Hello again.
Now, what did I say? You turn your back.
Ooh.
Turn. Yeah, that's it. There you go. Boring.
I think that might be a little bit of a struggle to have our guests turn their backs when Dakota does jump on them, but I think that in the long run, it'll prove to be helpful. Thank you.
All right, then. Yeah, you can walk out.
See you later.
Bye.
Not the dog.
Cody, hey,
Out.
Cody. I was very afraid when Dakota got out of the house. Dakota, no. Cody. I was really scared that you would have a confrontation with like another dog or another person. Dakota, no.
Seen an opportunity for freedom. The Haldenwang's family dog Dakota has just bolted from their home and is terrorizing the neighborhood.
The worst thing to do in a situation like that is to try and make a dive and grab your dog by the collar, because Dakota was so hyped up, she could easily have turned around and bitten just in frustration. We need to have some kind of food.
When Dakota got out of the house today, the first thing that went through my mind was, here we go again. My biggest concern is for children in the neighborhood. God forbid one of them gets bit or gets pounced by my dog. It would be a major problem.
You need to come here and grab her, because if I grab her, she doesn't trust me as much as she trusts
girl.
you.
Come on, Code. Cody, come on, girl.
So she's marking the territory now. Good girl. Yay.
Good girl.
Nice. Cody, come here, darling.
We're kind of lucky when it's just a couple houses she goes down, but I have sprinted down the street after her. Sometimes I can call her, sometimes she comes back easy, sometimes not.
So yeah, we've got to like get in and out the door without her running out.
Yeah, that would be a good place to
That's
start.
a problem.
Dakota's door dashing is further proof of the family's inability to manage their dog.
I don't think Mandy and Joe really understand the seriousness of the situation, nor do they understand that actually they're the cause of their dog's bad behavior. I see this dog getting blamed for so much negative behavior that you could have prevented. It's very, very difficult when you are correcting a dog, but you actually haven't taught the dog how to behave. So it's really actually not the dog's fault. You brought this dog into your family. It is therefore your responsibility to train this dog to be able to succeed in your family. There's no doubt about it, I do see a little bit of a problem. You've got a dog that really, in one way, has an inhibited bite because she's actually never fully bitten, but she's practicing. And one day, damn, those teeth are gonna come down hard. If a bite does happen, that's it, you're done. I don't believe you don't get a second chance with children.
It's always in the back of my mind. I'm usually on guard about it because I am definitely afraid that there's gonna be that moment that she's gonna give in.
It's definitely raised stress and frustration levels in the house overall. For me, it's extremely frustrating where I've gotten to a point where I really have. I've had enough. It's more of a burden to me than anything.
I don't want to get rid of Dakota. I love her. I can't even imagine what life would be like without her at all.
That dog is highly trainable. She's gonna get it like that. But you, Joe, are shut down. How am I ever going to get you to be able to have a relationship with her because there's so much past resentment towards the dog?
Right.
Do you really see yourself being able to welcome this dog into your family again?
I'd be willing to give it a shot, as long as we see change. You know, if I'm giving all that I can, and there's really no
no change, then I think we have to find another avenue, you know, as far as it'll be better for us and better for the dog as well.
Yeah, Joe's shut down completely. How am I ever gonna get him to work with his dog when he has absolutely no feeling for his dog at all? You know what, you called me here, I'm here, so
Absolutely.
I'm gonna do my job. And I don't have a lot of time to do it, but you're gonna be the ones that ultimately work at it.
In order to start changing Dakota's negative behavior, Victoria needs Joe and Mandy to start building a real relationship with their pet. So she takes them to a neutral location.
I would like to introduce you to clicker training. I think clicker training is such a great way to train a dog. And the reason why we use a clicker is because this sound becomes the precursor to some great reward. So she now has to make the connection with the click and a reward. And we know she's food motivated, so that's what we're going to use. Clicker training can be very fast, it can be very motivating, and this is a dog that needs that in order to learn. Sit, good girl. Wait, up, wait, up, up. She pulls focus all the time. Her brain is everywhere. She has a very short attention span.
I'm a little bit skeptical about how Dakota's gonna react to the clicker training because she is a little bit of a stubborn dog and she's very impulsive.
Very good girl. Very good girl. I like you to do the same thing as I'm doing. Ask her to do something for you.
Come on, sit. Sit.
Nice.
Sit, girl.
Nice. Beautiful timing. Mandy did pretty well with the clicker training. Her timing is good. Now, it's Joe's turn. You're gonna give her a very clear signal. That's your hand signal, stay. And then I want you to take 1 or 2 steps back.
Not too sure how clicker training is going to work with her, how well she's going to do with it, especially with me, because we really don't have the best relationship right now.
All right, get her attention.
Cody, sit.
Do
Cody.
the hand signal.
Sit.
Try it again.
Sit.
Did you see what she did?
No.
She went like this. She flinched because she's used to you going, what? When you do that, it just really does not build trust. You get angry if she doesn't respond to you. Well, yeah, hey, that's your fault, not hers. Dakota doesn't trust Joe, and therefore she doesn't really listen to him that well. Just move into her again.
Sit.
Good girl.
Cody.
Try it one more time.
Cody, sit. Cody.
Let's go around again, Papa.
I think that Joe is having trouble getting through the clicker training because he's just fed up with her and you know, just wanting to get rid of her.
Walk into her again, just with your
Sit.
other foot. That's it. Tell her.
Stay.
Take 2 steps back. Now that shake off is a definite. Do you see she's shaking off? It's a definite stress release. She's feeling stress.
Clicker training was a little rough. Dakota doesn't really trust me as well. It's mostly my fault.
I think she's had enough.
Okay. The relationship I've had with the dog's gonna take some time to fix.
Good girl. There might be hope if Joe actually cares for Dakota, if he sees what her potential could be. But I don't know whether he's able to. He's already made his judgment.
Coming up,
Go. Good boy.
Victoria takes the training to the next level.
Get him.
Yeah, look at that.
Come on, Cody.
With Dakota still at risk of being given away, Victoria wants to help strengthen the bond between Joe and Dakota by showing him all her potential.
I want to introduce you to Virginia and Louise because they have an amazing agility center. I think this is something that Dakota could really benefit from. When you give a dog a sport, not only is it getting rid of all that physical energy and the dog is thinking, but also it's creating a really good bond between you. It's teamwork.
I'd be willing to give Dakota the best I can for now. But if I don't see any change, I don't know.
Can we see one of your dogs do it?
Sure you could.
Okay.
This is Kane. Kane is a 6-year-old Australian Kelpie.
Oh, he's beautiful. Wow, look at that attention. Does Dakota give you that kind of attention?
No, not at all.
Close.
Okay, tunnel. Go. 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 Weave. Weave. Go. Weave. Go. Get.
Yeah, look at that.
Dog walk. Let's go.
The agility demo with Kane was very impressive. The focus of that dog was incredible. It was really fun to watch.
Something I would like my dog to be able to do.
It's awesome.
Good boy.
Focus is
Awesome.
incredible.
Oh my gosh. So connected. And that is what's so lacking
Absolutely.
between you and Dakota. Joe needs to see Dakota's potential because he hasn't given her a chance. All right, should we go get Dakota? And if he can see, you know what, look, his dog can do this, then I think he's going to be more impressed with her. So I want you to go to the other side of the A-frame, Mandy. You are going to encourage her to come up here, okay? But let's just see how she does this.
Come on,
Come on, Cody.
Don't let her fall off. Oh. Okay.
Too fast.
Too fast. When she got on here, her face was a little panicky, so let's
Okay.
do it slowly. And whilst you're doing that, praise her too.
Okay.
Say, this is good, okay? You're always motivating her.
Come on, Cody.
Come on, Cody.
Good girl.
on,
Very
girl.
good.
Good girl.
Good girl, Coda. Come this way. Come on.
You know what? Oh, good
Wow,
girl.
all right. Good girl.
Wow.
All right.
Good girl, Cody. Good girl. That was awesome.
That's amazing. That's quite advanced.
Yeah.
So it's impressive.
I didn't expect her to do that.
Me neither.
It made me feel great to see Dakota do so well on the agility course. It would be fun to, you know, to bring it down and do it together.
Go get it. Go get it. Good girl.
Nice.
Good girl, Cody.
I love it. When I came in that first day, there was no praise on this dog. But now you're getting that connection, and she's just really listening to you. This could be something really good for her to do. I was so pleased with what happened today at the agility because if Joe can be proud of his dog, well, then I hope that he wants to keep her in his family. Nice.
Good girl.
I want to teach you how to talk dog. Do you think you could ever talk like a dog, Cam?
No.
No, really? Well, I have a friend that's gonna come in and help me teach you how to talk and think a little bit like a dog. I really want to teach the children about being safe around Dakota because I'm very worried that the things they're doing to her is gonna cause a potential bite.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
this is
Hello.
Earl.
Hello. Let's go.
And this is Mikey, the safety mutt.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Now see if any of this stuff you do with Dakota.
You want to play? Want to play? Want to play with me? Give me that. Give me that.
Is this what Dakota does when she's got a toy?
Give me that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna show him who's boss. Does that sound right? I'm gonna show him who's boss right now. Get over here, you. Oh, get over here. Hey, you.
I want Mandy and Joe to watch this because as parents, they're at fault. The kids mimic what their parents do with Dakota. Do you think this is the right way to play? No. Oh, did you see what happened? Mikey, the safety mutt, just bit Earl.
Uh-oh.
Because Earl was trying to get the toy away from Mikey, the safety mutt, and Mikey was not letting go. He got angry and he bit him.
That's what happens to Dakota.
There you go. You don't go up and try and get it out of her mouth, that's for sure, because you're going to end up like Earl here getting bitten. When you make it fun, when you make it physical, when you make them laugh, they get it. Tell me a little bit more about what you guys do.
Well, a lot of times what we like to do is to show people how not to treat their dog. Because sometimes when you see it done to a person, it makes you realize what it's like to the dog. Like, does anyone ever do this to Dakota? Does anyone ever do this to Dakota? Grab Dakota by the face and try to give kisses?
Yeah, Daddy does.
Your children are throwing you under the bus. It's perfect. Children don't lie.
We even learned a little bit from Mikey the Mutt. I never really thought being physical with the dog was gonna cause her to be worse. It's humbling to be corrected, you know?
I never hit Mikey, even though sometimes Mikey is a difficult doggy over here for me to handle, but I never put my hands on him because Mikey's stronger than I am, and I know Mikey can hurt me back.
I don't want you to ever hit Dakota, okay? Promise?
But what happens if we forget when we hit her?
You're never going to. No, we're going to have a rule now. And sometimes, you know, you need to have rules. We are never, ever going to hit Dakota again, okay? Do you have good listening ears or what?
We have good listening ears.
They are supersonic listening ears. So I've got medals for all of you.
Wow.
Congratulations. Good job.
Congratulations.
The point of coming here was to teach the kids that the way you treat your dog isn't very different from the way you treat people.
Thank you, Mikey. You're a great dog. You certainly do not need any training.
Now that Joe and Mandy know Dakota has learning potential, Victoria wants to utilize it to tackle the dog's biggest problem.
I've witnessed on a number of occasions, especially when I first came in here, that as soon as the door was open, she was out. So I think we need to do this training at the door. And I just basically want to give her a bit of impulse control. How can she earn a reward that I have here in my pocket? So I'm going to put my hand on the door. She goes towards it, I'm going to close it again. And I'm going to wait. Good girl. When she goes away from the door, I'm going to open it again. She comes to it. Stop. I want Dakota to realize that actually every single time she turns away from the door, she gets praise. Good girl. Then if she waits in one place with the door open, she'll get a food reward. But I want her to work it out. Good girl. Stay.
Dakota's kind of taken a little while to catch on to the door training.
Uh-oh. She's an impulsive dog. This might take a while. Stay. Just wonder what she's thinking. What is happening here?
If I had to tell Dakota anything that she could understand, I would say get better or get out.
Up. Stay. Uh-oh. Stay. Stay. Good girl. And there was even a person outside there, too. There's a person walking their dog outside.
Oh, wow.
Good girl.
Dakota finally didn't react when Victoria opened the door, so there's definitely hope.
Okay, take over.
If Dakota's got a future in the family, it's imperative that Joe can train with her effectively.
Bit close to the door. Let her give her a bit more space.
Come here.
It's going to be very different for him, because all the time he's used to shouting at Dakota and sometimes hitting her.
Sit. Dakota just can't seem to sit and stay.
Turn your back when she's barking at you.
I don't know if she's gonna get it. Sit.
Good.
Stay. Stay. Stay.
Very good.
Good girl.
That was amazing.
Good girl.
Very nice, Joe.
Good.
Awesome. I actually might be seeing just a little bit of pride in Joe. I want Dakota to be able to stay in this house and be successful. If Joe can change his attitude towards her, it's going to do so much.
Good girl.
Brilliant. Well done.
With Joe finally making a connection with Dakota, Victoria has a surprise to strengthen that bond.
Ta-da!
Ooh,
Your very own backyard agility set.
Wow, look at that.
Well, you've got all your playthings over there, and now Dakota's got her playthings over here. I'd love you to be able to take her to that place where I took you to see the agility. But I also thought, wouldn't it be cool if you had an agility course in your backyard? So you have no excuse not to do it. It's right here. Let's bring Dakota out here.
Okay.
We can let her run around a little bit and see if she likes it. I hope Agility really helps Joe and Dakota to bond. It's something that they can do together. It's something they can do as teamwork. She's a dog that when she comes out of her room, she needs to sort of go nuts and let off steam a little bit. Let her run around to get all of her crazies out before you do this, okay? When I thought that everything had been got under control, oh dear, the lady next door let her dog out into their backyard. Well, Dakota just saw red and was in such a frenzy. All of a sudden, I saw out of the corner of my eye, little Aiden just walking over. Aiden, Aiden, Aiden.
Victoria Stilwell is preparing Dakota for her agility course when a distraction arises.
Oh dear. The lady next door let her dog out into their backyard. All of a sudden, I saw out of the corner of my eye, little Aiden just walking over. Aiden, Aiden, Aiden. This is the kind of situation, what do you do? You've got to get him away from here. I was angry at Mandy for not being quick enough to go get her son. Seriously, that is a fight waiting to happen right there. When you don't do anything, when she's doing this crazy and he just goes over and you're letting him do that?
He went too fast. I didn't even realize he was over here.
You've got a situation like that, he could turn around.
To put my child's safety at risk, it makes me nervous and pretty embarrassed, actually.
Dakota was in such a frenzy that I had to tell the person to take their dog away. No, 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 go, take him back now, now. Then Dakota will be able to calm down. Sorry, I'm sorry. Shh, let's go. She can clear that. One day she's gonna clear it and she's gonna go and attack that dog. How does it make you feel when Aiden's running over, when she's in that frenzy?
Scared.
It really makes
Yeah.
It illustrates a really good point that you have to continue with this training if you're gonna keep this dog. I have to put Dakota on a leash and try and get her to refocus on something more positive. All right, I'd like to see if she goes over these jumps and see if we can take her over the A-frame. The tunnel, well, we'll see if she can go through the tunnel and just see if we can keep her occupied while the kids are playing.
Okay, come on,
Cody,
come on,
let's go.
come on.
Good girl, good girl. All right, see
Cody,
if she'll
come.
do this.
Come on.
Good girl, all right.
Good girl.
Nice. Now let's see if she'll go through the tunnel. Yes, she will.
Come on, girl, come on, come on. Good
Nice,
girl.
very good girl.
Nice. Wanna go back?
Yeah, she likes that now.
Come on.
This is her
Come on,
little
Cody.
place.
Come on. Good
Yay,
girl.
good girl.
You like that?
These are just a few things that you could use with
Okay,
her.
excellent.
The bond being formed through agility training won't last unless Joe also learns not to be brutal to Dakota on walks.
I don't like what you're using on her. The chain is very, very tight around her neck. It's cutting off her air supply. It's actually extremely dangerous for her. She's coughing already. I want to give a kind of special kind of harness that is actually more comfortable for her, and it's going to be easier for you to walk her while you're training her to walk properly.
I was a little nervous to take the show collar off because I wasn't sure how she was going to react.
Now, I just want you to feel the difference. If she pulls, you just put a little bit of pressure on that. Okay, go. And don't jerk, just pull back. There you go, nice. And it should—
There's difference already.
A total difference. Can you see that?
Yeah,
Total
definitely.
difference. Dakota's now not going to be in pain when she goes for a walk. She's actually going to enjoy herself. All right, you've got a dog there. Dakota sees and hears a dog barking in her house. Walk fast, take charge. And she's ready to lunge. Good. Now just stay there. Stay there a second. I'm gonna show Mandy and Joe how to get Dakota's focus. The dog's still in the background. I wanna see if she does this. This is the go find it game. When your dog sees another dog, she's starting to get rushed, she's gonna react. When she's reacting, she's not thinking. By playing a game, instead of reacting, you're getting her thinking brain working. So she's thinking more about playing the game than she is at reacting to the dog. Cody, shh, wait, go find. Good. When you do a game in the presence of something the dog is uncomfortable with, it changes the way a dog feels. So now, stop and start playing the go find it game and be exciting for her. So you open your pouch, get ready with the treats. Get her attention, be animated with her, tell her to go find.
Cody, Cody!
And don't wait a second. No. You're not gonna go. What's that? Oi, oi. No. Call her name. She's gonna listen to you.
Okay. Cody, Cody girl, go find.
Good. Nice.
Good girl. Cody girl, go find. Go find.
Now I want Joe to try, because in order to be successful, Joe's got to get on board too. So if you could take over, Joe.
Not too sure how walk training is going to work with me. Her relationship with Mandy's better. Dakota probably doesn't really trust me as well. Go find. Cody, go find.
Good.
Good girl, go find.
Good. I like to see Joe communicating with Dakota because he's just shut her out.
Good girl.
Nice. And I also like to see him having success with her, because each time he smiles at his dog, that's a bit of a connection being made. Look at that. Oh, she came into you like that, and she said, I like that. That feels good. That's building that bond with you already. Okay, let's walk home.
Good girl. I wasn't expecting it to work as well as it did. But that's incredible.
Is it?
I was totally shocked. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I want to see where Joe is at after witnessing negative behavior, but also seeing the progression. Does he still want to give Dakota away? We've done a lot of training with her. We've seen a lot of progress, but what place are you in at the moment? We've done a lot of training with her. We've seen a lot of progress, but what place are you in at the moment?
I'm pleased with what I've seen so far.
Right.
You know, like I told you in the beginning that if I see change, I'd be more than willing to go further.
Yes.
And we've seen that even like in a little bit of time.
Yeah.
You know, a big change in her already.
Yeah.
And you know, I do think she's worth keeping, but
Yeah.
we're gonna have to do a lot more managing.
Yeah, and if you could manage that fence, I think that would really make your life a lot easier too, so that she can't see the other dog.
Right. It was disappointing with the neighbor's dog, but I've seen so much change already in a short period of time. I feel like it's gonna get better and better.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Always find it's the smartest dogs that always get into trouble. Dakota's a great dog. She's just spent most of her life not being challenged, and I hope now that she's going to become more of a member of the family. Safety of the children is of utmost importance, because it only takes a second for something to happen.
Absolutely. The most positive thing from this whole experience is that we now have a family pet. I feel like she's really bonded with the kids, and most importantly, she's bonded with Joe.
I feel a lot better about Dakota now. You know, it's enough to keep going, you know, that's for sure.
Well, good luck.
Excellent, thank you so much.
It's been really nice to meet you.
It's been a
Nice to work
pleasure.
with you.
Thank you.
And it's been lovely to work with you. Good luck. When I first arrived, I was extremely concerned. Dakota was out of control.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Now I'm leaving, I feel a lot better about the situation. I've given the family everything they need. Now the ball's in their court. It's been 2 weeks since I left the Haldenwang family, and I'm proud to say there's been quite a turnaround.
Good girl.
Treating Dakota like a member of the family is so important to Dakota's continued success. It's great to see the Haldenwangs doing just that.
Sit. Good girl.
Joe and Mandy have been working hard on Dakota's impulse control, and they've been making great strides.
Stay. The biggest success since Victoria's left has been Dakota's acknowledgement of us. Cody girl, come here. Sit. Good girl. She pays better attention to us, she listens better. And the clicker training, I think, has really come a long way.
Want me to try?
Yeah.
When I first arrived, there was no consistency in the training between Joe and Mandy.
Sit. Good girl.
But now that they're on the same page, I'm really impressed with the success that they're having with Dakota.
Rub my neck and my chest.
Stay. Dakota has definitely impressed me with the door training. Stay. Past couple of days, she's just been really, really good at it.
Hi. How are you? Good.
I've seen a 180-degree turnaround with Dakota's door behavior.
Sit. Sit. Oh, good girl.
No more jumping up on visitors.
Good job, baby.
Come on, Cody, come.
Just 2 weeks ago, Joe was ready to give Dakota up. Now it's wonderful to see Joe enjoying some quality time with the family dog. I love it when I see progress.
I think Mandy's definitely happy that Dakota and I are starting to form a bond. I feel like she's becoming more of my buddy, you know? Like she's actually becoming, you know, my dog now. Code. Code.
It makes me feel great that Joe and Dakota are closer, and that he actually shows that he loves her now.
Wait for her to drop that one. Good, good. Get her attention. Good job, Joe.
I don't have to fear that she's gonna be taken away or given away without me knowing, or...
This episode of It's Me or the Dog, Victoria Stilwell takes on the Dombrosky family, and they're not so Great Danes.
I have never met anybody whose instincts with dogs are so wrong.
Wow. When Jody and Rick's kids left home, they were banking on a quiet life.
See?
But Harley has changed everything. This 150-pound Great Dane is out of control.
Ow, ow!
And he's driving a wedge between husband and wife.
Don't let him get hurt.
You worried about him getting hurt?
She's had enough of the dog's bad manners.
All right, all right.
Just tell him to get down.
Say.
But he thinks it's all a joke.
No.
Can Victoria rein in the chaos?
Do you think it would bite?
I gotta say no.
And save 22 years of marriage?
Oh, it's like a big joke to him. That was vicious. My feelings don't count.
You don't want to listen to your wife, you're gonna listen to me.
Victoria Stilwell has been training problem dogs for over 13 years in the UK. Now she's here saving American families from their unruly dogs.
Without boundaries or leadership, bad habits can quickly develop. And once those habits become ingrained in a dog's behavior, they can be very difficult to change.
Victoria arrives to observe the family's problems with the dog. Jody and Rick's son moved away years ago, but their daughter still has to deal with Harley's behavior when she comes home from college.
Excuse us. Oh, come here. No nudging. Come on, guys.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Rick.
Good to meet you,
Nice
Victoria.
to meet you. Hi, Victoria.
Great to meet you.
Harley and Abby.
Are they horses or dogs? Straight away when I walked through the door, I saw Harley jump all over Rick. But that's a big dog to be jumping up. That's 150 pounds, 6 feet tall, huge, more like a horse than a dog.
If Harley's rambunctious, Victoria sees that their other dog, Abby, is quite the opposite.
She was a people person.
Right, and now?
And now
This is it.
lays there depressed.
Right.
The whole purpose of getting him was to make her better because she was sad our other Dane died.
Apollo was with us for many years. He was just a fantastic, big, beautiful Great Dane.
So when Apollo died, broke my heart, broke Abby's heart, and now I'm gonna cry because...
So we brought in another dog to make things better.
He brought in another dog to make things better.
Oh, you didn't?
I did not. I totally resent Rick for this because I did not want another dog.
How old is Harley?
He's 3.
3 years old.
Yep.
And he was a rescue. And from what we've been told, he's lived outside all his life.
He's lived outside?
Yes, outside.
He was chained outside, so the chains were too tight. So every time he moved, it would create where he had like chain marks.
Put on about 25 pounds since we got him.
So he was very thin?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some people treat dogs so badly.
Yeah, it's horrible. We've always gotten dogs from rescues, so this is probably our 4th dog from rescues.
Okay.
And big dogs, and we're used to big dogs.
Can't get bigger than a Great Dane, can you?
Yes.
And these big dogs have big appetites.
I usually keep a lot of stuff in here.
Oh, you keep food in the microwave?
Yes. If it's on the counter, it's gone.
Oh.
Excuse me. Excuse me. You did that to me last time. Come on.
So usually I have to throw a couple pieces of bread away.
I find out the hard way after I eat my sandwich.
I'm not going to eat a meal in your house.
And Victoria's not the only one that feels that way.
I know Jody loves having people over, but she's embarrassed and she's pulled between her husband and the dog and her friends, and something needs to be done.
Harley. Growls at my cousin, growls at my friend. No growling.
You're back.
Go sit down. And now they won't come anymore.
Harley's eating habits aren't the only off-putting thing about the household.
It's a little stinky, isn't it?
It's a little stinky, and I
You couldn't walk 1 foot before stepping on another stain of poop or stain of urine. It was disgusting. It's not Harley's fault. He spent his whole life on the end of a chain outside. Outside, he can pee and poop wherever he wants. He's never been taught.
The smell is one of the many things that daughter Nicole is happy to leave behind.
I love Harley. I think he's a really cool dog, but I'm happy that I'm away because, like, I don't have to deal with his jumping, his biting.
You're at college now.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you said, you don't have to deal with him that much.
I know, I love it.
Go ahead. Come on. Come on. Go ahead.
Why don't you just fill their water bowls up, honey? So Rick is pretty lazy when it comes to filling their water bowls, so he thinks it's just easier to let them drink out of the toilet.
Encouraging them to drink out of the toilet? Do you use cleaning products? How do you know the bleach is gone?
Upstairs, Victoria sees who's the boss in the bedroom.
And it's usually a race to get in bed.
Do you ever try and...
Get him off?
Yes.
Yeah. Come on, Harley. Come on.
Oh.
So that's what he usually does when you try and get him off.
Okay.
So this is what we deal with.
Yeah.
Does he sleep with you?
We don't have a choice. He owns it.
It all started because the first night he came home, I begged him, please don't let the dog on the bed. So what does he do? Oh, let's just let him sleep on here one night. And so from the one night, this is where we're at.
Well, he looks very comfortable.
He is very comfortable.
So where do you sleep?
We sleep in little balls
And
around Harley.
if you touch him with your feet at night, it's he does, he doesn't bite you, but he's just So
Oh, but remember, that's a warning.
he teases on us like a little baby, so he doesn't bite hard. I don't know if he's got a mean bone in his body. He's gonna.
I do.
What?
You think
Right.
Excuse me?
What do you think that was? And that's what he is. He's it's like a big joke to him. Oh, he's not gonna hurt you. That was vicious.
Okay, Rick, do you think he would bite?
I gotta say no.
Rick doesn't think that his dog's behavior is that serious. Jody does. I think Rick is a little blind, and I think he needs to wake up. Have you asked Rick to get him out of the bed?
Oh my God, it's a fight every night.
Can you show me how you would get him off the bed?
Come on, don't growl me. Come on. Come on. Come on. No.
Made me jump.
So that didn't scare you? You didn't think he'd bite you if you didn't jump?
Let's back away from him. Back away from him. Back away from him.
I'm gonna listen to you.
All right. Yeah, because your dog just snapped at you.
Right, his best buddy, his
And
cool dog.
The next level of snap is bite. We're not talking play biting here. We're talking about bite. And then you're really gonna know about it. You're really gonna know what a bite feels like. Harley's guarding the bedroom location at the moment, but I have no doubt that it's going to translate to other areas of the house too if they don't nip this in the bud.
But despite Harley snapping, Rick thinks Jody is overreacting.
Maybe she's a little bit more afraid of the dog than I am. I don't feel that he's got a bad bone in his body. I just can't see him really hurting anybody.
I can't believe you're defending the dog and making light of this. He lunged with teeth. Oh. And Rick still just thinks he's playing.
He's done it before. He growls and he puts his mouth over your hand, and that's
Rick,
all he does.
Has he snarled and had his lips up like that before?
Maybe, I don't know.
What do you mean maybe?
I don't know.
No.
No.
I don't know.
No. He's never had his lips up, teeth showing like that.
The only time he's bit harder is trying to play with him. That's the only time.
He just doesn't get it.
It's really weird to see them fight because they haven't fought a lot when I was growing up or anything, I guess. But like seeing them fight over like such a stupid thing like a dog, it's just really weird.
Well, that's the third time I've seen him viciously lunge at me in bed in 2 days, yeah.
That's crazy. That's the only place he does it.
Rick is in complete denial. I mean, what he's actually doing is enabling Harley's negative behaviors. Goodness me, if Harley suffers from really bad aggressive response and he bites somebody, that could be curtains for Harley. This is serious. I have no doubt that that dog will bite if pushed too far. He gave you a very clear warning.
That's your serious opinion?
Yeah.
Really?
Really? 1,000 trillion million %. I have no doubt.
He is gonna bite.
He will make contact with your skin. And this time it will not be play. He will mean business.
Because he's never broken skin.
Well, actually, your arm had broken skin.
Well, he caught me once.
This is serious. And if you don't want to listen to your wife, you're gonna listen to me.
Coming up, Rick is in denial. But how will he deal with Victoria's verdict?
Who?
Dog expert Victoria Stilwell has been observing the chaos caused by Great Dane Harley. Dad Rick constantly defends the dog, but everyone else has had enough.
It's really important to me that like my family gets help with this dog because I know that that will help my family and that we will be like back to like a normal, regular family that we used to be.
With Nicole heading back to college, Victoria gives Jody and Rick her assessment of where they've gone wrong.
I spent a day observing you with your dogs, and there are a lot of issues here that need addressing. And until you understand those issues, things are never going to get better. And I'm looking at you, Rick. A major enabler of negative behavior.
Wow.
I have to say, I have never met anybody whose instincts with dogs are so wrong. It seems to me that you're not listening. You're not listening to your family. You're not listening to your dog. Jody told you, I don't want another dog.
Yes, she did.
And Jody, what did Apollo mean to you?
Everything. Paul was my life.
Do you feel like you have had enough time to mourn?
No.
Him?
No. Rick just doesn't get it.
Rick, how do you feel when you hear Jody saying that she doesn't think you understand?
It's true, I look at things differently. I get past things a lot quicker. And I thought that coming into the house and everybody's so sad that if you bring another dog in, it would cheer the house back up. We need your help, big time. It's a problem.
Okay. This is obviously very emotional for you.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you feeling such emotion?
Because I try to do everything I can for my family, and that's why I tried to fix things, and it backfired.
I can see how you just wanted everything to be okay. And you wanted your family to feel better, and you wanted Abby to feel better. I'm gonna help you to improve Harley's life with you, to make him a happier dog, because I don't think he's that happy at the moment. And poor dog. His life was on a chain. Mm-hmm. Most likely on concrete. You got a dog that has been damaged, that has suffered, and you can't enable the suffering. You can't pander to the suffering. You have to go, okay, I'm your new family, and I'm gonna help you succeed. I'm gonna take you under my wing, Harley, and I'm gonna show you now how people can love dogs, how you can be taken care of. Is there anything that you want to say to Jody, Rick?
I'm sorry, because I just never felt the way that you've been feeling. And I'm sorry you're afraid, and I know how upset you are and frustrated you are. I don't know what to say. I love you. I'm sorry.
The training starts now. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Absolutely, yes.
The following day, Victoria gets to work.
I wanted to show you this because I think it perfectly illustrates your family.
I'm thinking, oh no, what does she have in store for us? We're in trouble. It's gonna be little check marks of all the things we're doing wrong.
Rick and Jody, very happy, And here are your 2 children, relaxed. And then you have some dogs added to that. Abby just lying at your feet, hanging out, and then along comes Harley.
That's kind of what it is.
It is like Harley has become that really annoying friend that just will not leave you alone.
Yes.
You want to be together, but Harley's there, keeping you apart, especially in the bed. You want to cook a meal, but Harley's right there in the kitchen. You want to have friends over, but Harley's right there trying to steal the food and growling.
Victoria, you hit it right on the nose. I mean, just the way his face is right there with us and his arms are flying. He's just a crazy guy. You got it.
That's exactly how it is. Harley's got to be there on our backs all the time, center of attention.
The training that we're going to be doing is going to help change this dynamic from the dog that is coming between you to the dog that can live alongside you.
That would be great.
Doesn't that sound great?
Yes, yeah, that would be great.
Rick and Jody laughed when they saw the picture of Harley between them, but it underlines a point. He is coming between them. He is causing arguments, and he is being a pain.
And how are you?
Changing Harley's position in the family begins with new restrictions on his movement around the house.
First thing I'm gonna do.
He's no longer allowed in the carpeted areas of the house.
This door is gonna be closed. Follow me. Those carpets are saturated in urine and feces, however well they're cleaned. Also, Harley is very happy with the carpet underneath his feet. It is more comfortable for him to go to the toilet on that kind of ground. So we need to keep him away from there. Harley especially is not allowed into any of those rooms with the carpet unless he's being supervised. Let's go downstairs.
Closing doors and restricting Harley's access to the house has another important purpose.
It's got my face down.
Currently, Rick and Jody are mauled by an overexcited Harley whenever they return home from work. So Victoria wants to change the rules of engagement for greetings.
I want Harley to know that the only way that he's going to be able to greet Jody and Rick when they come in from work at the end of the day is when he's calm. The door training is going to be incredibly important to teach that. I have a pouch of food, and I have this great rubber toy, and in it, I put peanut butter. When you both come back, Harley's so excited, and all of that excitement is on you. His main focus is to say hello to you. What we need him to do is to A, be calmer, but B, to refocus that attention on this. I want to say hi to you, but all of my it's not going to be on you, it's going to be on this. All right, I'm going to show you what I mean. I want him to back away from the door before I go through it. This is called catching a behavior. I'm not asking him to do anything. I'm just waiting for a behavior that I like. And when I see that behavior, I'll reward it.
Harley's reward is for the door to open.
I'm going to catch any head turns, body turns, backing up, anything that takes him slightly away from the door. This dog is very motivated by attention and praise. Good boy. The method of training that I use doesn't impose a person's will upon the dog. It actually gets the dog to think for itself. See how he's working out? Good boy.
It's a real test of patience. But after what seems like an eternity, Victoria's message gets through.
Good boy. Good boy. Back, 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 back. Good boy. Now I'm just teaching him. If you back up, you get more.
Now it's Rick's turn.
It's very important for you. When you go in, tell him to back up. Make him sit for his treat.
Okay.
Go.
Good boy. Good boy. Back up. Back. 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 Good boy.
It's very different to the greeting Rick usually gets.
I am so excited. You know what? It's better than winning the lottery.
Harley was actually backing away from the door to let them enter. That's the first time that's ever happened. And I think Rick was very proud of his dog.
Good boy. Good boy.
Dog expert Victoria Stilwell has started to train Harley, the wayward Great Dane.
You're biting me hard.
He's learned some impulse control when he sees Rick.
Go, good.
But Victoria's next rule may prove harder to adjust to.
Whenever you are cooking in the kitchen or there's food out in the kitchen, the dogs are out.
Currently, both dogs steal food at will. It's unhygienic, and it needs to change.
I'm now going to teach your dogs to stay out of the kitchen. So I'm just gonna start like this. Out. Stay. What I'm teaching them now is that out means they have to go out of the kitchen and stay out of the kitchen. I'm also giving them another command to mark the fact that they're out there, and that's the stay. The problem with this training is that you can make a chain. The dog gets to realize, oh, if I come in the kitchen and then she tells me to go out, I get a treat. They put 2 and 2 together, so then they come into the kitchen, you tell them to go out, give them a treat. So what I want to do is I want them to be out there for a while, and then I will give them a treat. Good. Good. Stay. Now I want you to take food out of the fridge because this is going to make it harder for them. You are now preparing food and they have to stay out.
Once the food comes, keeping the dogs at bay gets harder.
Stay. Up. Out. Stay. Jody, take over.
Stay. Out. Out. Stay. Stay.
Eventually, Abby and Harley get the message.
Stay.
This is what you want at meal times.
Is he okay there?
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes maybe the rules are bent a little bit, but he's lying down in the doorway.
The dog's eating habits may be improving, but their choice of drink needs to change too.
No more drinking out of toilets.
Is that cool?
Rick, could you go fill it up, please, with 1.2 gallons of water up to that line? There you go.
Encouraged by Rick, both dogs' only source of water was the family's toilet.
There you go. Do you want to bring Harley in? What was that?
Good boy.
No more toilet bowls, Harley.
Next, Victoria turns to the most serious issue of all, Harley's presence in the marital bed. She's cutting off access for Harley and giving him a new raised bed to sleep on.
Baby rails.
I put these guardrails up because I'm hoping Harley can't jump over them. Okay, Rick, do you want to come up with Harley?
Here I come. Whoa.
Okay, Rick, could you go over to the bed that I've set up for Harley over there? Say, bed, give him the treat.
Bed, bed.
That's it. Good boy. Lots of praise.
Boy, good boy. Good boy.
Rick, will you just come into this bed? Let's just ignore him.
There's no shot gonna be with the dog.
Up. Away. Good boy. Let's just ignore him. He doesn't know what to do with himself. But this is going to be a little strange for him because he can't be with you anymore. Now, if he gets clever and he decides to jump over this part, then we'll just put a rail up here too. So tonight, I want to see what happens. I think Harley's going to wander around a little bit, and I'm hoping that he's going to find his place.
Before she leaves for the night, Victoria encourages Harley to try out his new bed.
Sit. Lie down. Settle. Good boy. I'm hoping, and I'll see in the camera, that he eventually settles down. Good night, Harley. Sleep tight.
Thank you.
Victoria has banned Harley from Rick and Jody's bed. Now it's the morning after. Will Rick and Jody awake to a new day in paradise?
Oh, Harley, you stupid dog.
Ugh! Was that door closed?
I don't know. I don't know. It smells.
But somebody, we won't point fingers, broke the cardinal rule. Rick left the door open, so Harley left us another present. Nice at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Victoria's back to find out how the night went.
Hey, hi. Hello, Harley. Hello, darling.
It's the first night since Harley arrived that Rick and Jody have had the bed to themselves. However, Harley's behavior is still concerning Jody.
Harley growled. I'm not sure if he growled at Abby. He's tried to steal our blanket. He paced a lot. So last night was a rough night.
Victoria wants to see for herself if Harley is a cause for concern.
So isn't it interesting?
Mm-hmm.
He's comfy, and Abby's the one that's moving around. And I think he just got startled there. He was asleep, dead asleep, and Abby's movement startled him. So that doesn't concern me at all. In fact, at this point, he's been on the bed for 4 hours. Abby's gone onto Harley's bed, and he goes to Abby's bed. This is good, though, because he's not growling at her.
Mm-hmm. That was a big thing. We were just worried that, you know, when we were trying to sleep, he was growling at Abby.
Right. But I was actually quite relieved because she showed us that Harley just got startled by Abby. So it was really nice to see that he's not as vicious as I thought he was.
House training a dog can be challenging for two working people, but Victoria has a strategy for Jody and Rick.
One of you has to be in charge, and you can split it,
It'll be me.
of taking
It'll be me.
Harley and Abby
Mm-hmm.
out for 15 minutes walk around the block in the morning. Because when you take a dog outside of his territory, the smells that he smells will make him want to urinate more because he'll want to mark. And it can also, the exercise, the stimulation, can make him want to poop. I hope that that empties him out. So that by the time you come back with all the doors closed, the fact there are any wooden floors here, that he will start peeing and pooping less. It would be great if you could get somebody to come back here in the middle of the day and let him out. You're gone 8 hours. I think it's too long for this dog to hold it. But again, I mean, that's up to you.
And Victoria thinks more frequent walks will also help Abby.
Because I am concerned about Abby being a little depressed. It's always the more badly behaved dog that gets most of the attention.
That's 100% true, because he's always in our face, and now she's always sitting in the corner by herself.
Oh, look at that. Oh, now, Abby, that's gorgeous.
This is her favorite grass.
Great Danes are much more comfortable walking at a faster pace. Can we just do a faster pace as we're walking here?
Come on, boy.
That's where he's getting the most. That's where he's getting the exercise. If he starts biting on you, stop. Don't put your hand in his mouth.
I push his mouth away.
Yes, exactly. This is a chew toy.
Yeah, he has been using it as a chew toy.
Yeah, when his mouth goes over your hand, you're going like that. Come on, more of it. No, it's an immediate stop. Body language is so important when you're communicating with dogs. At the moment, Rick is encouraging and exacerbating Harley's excited behavior by being excitable himself. You have got to be a bit more official.
All right.
A bit more leader-like.
She's the tough one in the house.
That's why he doesn't do it to me as much.
Yeah, you see, dogs know a softie when come on. And I think dogs are so much more secure when they have a confident leader to follow. The best leaders are the ones that lead without force.
Right.
That's what you're doing.
That's what I want to be. I want to lead without force.
To show Rick how to do this, Victoria wants to address his body language.
All right, Rick, I wanted to have a little one-on-one time.
I knew this was going to happen sometime.
Yeah. Because I think it's time we talked a little bit about your body language. I think a lot of the way you are with Harley exacerbates his crazy behavior with you.
Oh, come on. Come on. Okay. All right, all right.
It's time to get down.
Hey.
You can't, in one breath, reward him for jumping up on your shoulders and then in another say he can't do it. He either can or he can't. And I think it's best for this dog not to. So there has to be a no jumping rule, and that's where body language is so important. Now, when I come through the door, Harley sniffs me and he walks away. And my body language is very strong and I'm calm. And I think that's what you have to be to Harley. And I also want, when you speak to him, to use one-word commands rather than out, 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 out. Just say out. And again, the way your body is, out. So stand like that and just say out.
Out.
That's it. And your eyes, focusing right on his eyes, you're giving a gesture, you're saying one vocal command, your body is speaking volumes, and he's gonna understand you. Because you be so confusing. He doesn't speak your language. We have to learn his.
I mean, is there ever a point in time that I can go back to, like, kind of giving him a hug, or?
You can give him a hug by you going down to his level.
Okay.
But never, never when he comes up to you. No more encouraging that, okay? It's really important that Rick learns this body language and changes, because it's going to help Harley. It's also going to keep Rick and other people safer.
Victoria has helped Rick and Jody get a handle on Harley, their wayward Great Dane.
Lie down.
For the next few days, Rick and Jody will carry out the training alone. Before she leaves, Victoria wants to remind them of the new house rules.
I'm going to leave you now, but there are things that you have to work on because I want to see major improvements when I come back. Make sure the dogs are never in the kitchen when you're eating or when you're preparing food. Keep Harley out of the bed. Don't let Harley jump up on you, Rick. And Jody, help him with that. One more thing.
Victoria also has a challenge for Rick and Jody.
I've got some new bedding for you.
Oh, thank you.
When I come back, I don't want to see one dog hair on that duvet. Not one. Best
Thank
of luck.
you.
We'll make you
Thank
proud.
you.
All
Yes.
right.
Yep.
Okay, bye.
Bye. We want to make sure we get a good grade from her, so we're going to work very hard with Harley. So next time she comes in to visit, he's going to be a good dog. You know, we can actually share a comforter now.
Really? You could look, but don't touch. So it's so nice to have a bedspread on your bed instead of like a comforter that the dog is eating and chewed on. It's so nice to come up and see your pretty bed and see your room look nice once again. Away.
The king of the bed has been dethroned.
Let's check in on Jody and Rick and see how they're doing with Abby and Harley.
Victoria sees that with Rick better able to control their dogs,
Out, out, out.
he's launching a charm offensive to woo his wife.
Think this will make things up? You sleep, that's better.
Honey,
Hello.
what is this? I came home and he had dinner. I was very surprised. Rick doesn't do that too often.
The dogs make a last bid to turn it into dinner for 4.
Stay.
But Rick calmly takes charge.
Thank you, darling.
I made it all myself.
It looks beautiful.
I owe you big time for letting me keep this crazy guy.
We were able to sit down, have a nice meal together, talk, not have to worry about the dog saying, get out, get away, pushing them away. What a nice change.
Rick's putting the effort in and it shows. Jody's getting her husband back and Abby and Harley are behaving themselves.
Hoping that this is one step out of the doghouse.
Rick and Jody can now enjoy evenings together. But daytime issues aren't completely resolved. They're keeping up with the door training.
Good boy. Good boy.
But once they get inside their home, they discover that Harley has found new places to poop.
We know it's you, Harley. We know it's you. You. Big dogs, big poops. This thing weighs like 10 pounds.
I need to get back to Rick and Jody because it looks like they need more training for themselves.
Rick and Jody are getting ready for Victoria's return visit.
Stay. I mean, he's crossed the line a little bit.
But he's laying down.
But he's laying down.
Hi, I'm fine.
Nice to see you. Welcome.
Oh, all right.
Stay.
Oh, it was so lovely to come back and see Rick and Jody and this tea party they had set up for me. A British tea party with scones and tea. And Harley stayed out of the kitchen. This is very impressive.
We took control without having to be mean or nasty or yell. It changed our whole world and it changed his whole world. He just became a relaxed, mellow dog. It's like the stress is gone out of the house.
Abby's happier.
Yeah.
Abby tried to play with him the other day. Yep, she got rambunctious with him.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Okay, good, good.
It's a real change in Harley's manners.
I'm not going to eat a meal in your house.
But the proof of the progress is in the eating.
And I could eat without the fear of there being dog slobber or hair. It was fantastic.
And when Nicole comes home from college, she's also in for a treat.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Harley. Nicole was a little hesitant because I think she thought there wasn't going to be much of a change, but I think she was totally surprised.
Stay. He's staying.
Can you believe that?
That is crazy. I cannot believe how good Harley is doing. He did not jump up on me. He did not attack me, nothing. He's been so good. I'm so happy.
And now when I tell him to get out, most of the time I don't even need to guide him with my body anymore. I'll just tell him out and he'll just turn around and get out. He knows the drill.
It's actually a smart dog.
He is smart.
He goes, dumb owner. He's a smart dog.
Rick, I'm not saying anything.
Victoria is back to see Rick and Jody's progress in training Harley.
This is very impressive.
But not everything has gone so well.
Now tell me about the poop.
He's been pooping in the house up closer to the front door area.
It's very interesting to me that he's pooping by the front door. And I think he's trying to tell you something. He needs to go out. I can say with 1,000% certainty that Harley will never, ever be house trained unless somebody can come and let him out in the middle of the day.
I could see if I can work that out. Come home at lunchtime.
Morning until evening, 8 hours, 9 hours, it's too long to leave him. He's still learning. And when you're house training a dog, you've got to give them ample opportunity to get out and do their business outside.
Harley has got some important business to attend to inside. Jody's friends are coming over. And in the past, they were on the receiving end of Harley's bad manners.
No, Harley, no, hey, no, you're bad.
I really hope he does well. I want them to see that all our hard work is paying off, because I kind of have a feeling that they're doubting it.
Want to grab the cups and the tea?
No, I leave that here.
Okay.
Good, how are you? Good. Nice to see you.
As soon as we walked in, I noticed Harley wasn't jumping up on us and wasn't in our face.
Stay. Stay. Food is free of dog hair, free of slobber. Wow.
If Harley can continue his good behavior, Jody's friends might become regular visitors once again.
Good boy.
Thank you.
Away. Good boy. That's a very good boy.
Unbelievable. You've been working hard, obviously.
You've been working.
And it's a different dog.
And you're smiling, you're happy.
It is amazing how quick this dog
went from this wild, obnoxious, aggressive dog to a very docile dog like his breed should be. I'm happy for you guys, I really am.
Thank you.
I can't wait to come back.
Good boy, Harley.
So far, Harley's good boy status is intact. But what's been going on upstairs?
When I went up there, I didn't want to see one dog hair on that new quilt I gave them. No dog hair!
At all.
And there wasn't. Look, he's just gone straight to his bed there.
Absolutely. He understands.
Can you get onto your bed? I just want to see what he does. I wanted to take one of the bed guards down to see how Harley would react, see what he does.
Harley's behavior is very different from Victoria's first visit.
No, get down.
Then, he saw the bed as his territory. Now, he's happy to stay off it.
Away.
I know that in the future, Rick and Jody will be able to sleep without the bed guards, but it's going to take a while. I want Harley to have a habit of sleeping in his own bed, set him up for success, make it easy for him to do well. And then when he does have a habit of sleeping in his own bed, the bed guards on Rick and Jody's bed can come down.
On this episode of It's Me or the Dog,
Indiana, that's a no.
Victoria meets a dangerously hyperactive dog.
See, he doesn't listen. He just gets even crazier.
Exactly. No.
An overwhelmed mother of two.
Jumping, mouthing.
No.
He does not stop. Enough!
And a child on the brink of disaster.
Stop playing that now.
I find Indy dragging Shane around the living room floor.
One day, bang, he's gonna make contact and somebody's gonna be in hospital. It's insane.
Victoria must give this family a wake-up call.
Steady. Stand up. If you don't get on the same page, this will be an absolute disaster.
Before they must lose a member of their beloved household.
It's not gonna work here.
I'm Karen. I live in Staten Island with my husband, Joe, our two sons, Joseph and Shane, and our crazy yellow lab, Indiana. It's absolutely chaotic is how I describe our household. Indy, get down. I'd say in the 5 months that we have Indiana, he has turned our lives upside down. I'm sick to my stomach, boy.
Get away from me!
Oh, God. The biggest problem that I have with Indiana, it's the biting and the attacking. No! Look what Indy did to me today. Made me bleed. We've dubbed Indiana's vicious mode. No! Hey! Cujo mode. Whoa, you okay?
I've been bitten at least 100 times by Indiana, and that's not an exaggeration.
Every single one of us in this household has been bitten by Indiana. He's bitten Joe's leg, my arms, and my back. He punctured Joseph's ear. He lacerated the top of Shane's eyelid. It's scary stuff. Oh, easy, Shane. Shane is a high-energy child, and we have a dog that's a high-energy dog. The combination is like lethal, like they're just gonna combust. No flailing your arms in his face. Stop. No.
Indy is pretty much the last thing I want to deal with after I've been, at my job all day. How was my boy today?
Not too good.
Oh, we always say that.
Well, I got bit today. I'm exhausted, as usual, got nothing done. How about I leave you for a day with him? Look.
Then here we go.
Okay, so maybe you want to come down and let the dog out of the crate.
After I decompress for a little while.
You're gonna decompress, all right. You're gonna decompress right out of here.
I should be able to get a little relief at the end of a busy day.
Oh, Indiana!
There we go. All right, Kay, you can grab that one. I'll get the next one.
Am I foolish enough to think you would get up? Joe's good at dictating, but not at executing. You know what? I'd like to sit and eat, too. Do you not see the same thing I do?
I was pushing him down. Why do you have to put him in the crate?
The situation that we're in right now cannot continue. I actually feel hopeless at this point. Indiana, that's a no-no.
With Indiana running rings around Joe and Karen, dog trainer Victoria Stilwell is their last hope.
Hello. Hi.
How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you.
I'm Karen.
Nice to meet you,
It's nice to
Victoria.
meet you. Welcome.
Oh, and this?
This is Indiana.
Oh, Indiana.
We are very happy you're here.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Joe.
You're Joe. Hey, nice to meet you, Joe.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. And this is
Easy does it.
So, how old is he?
Indy is 7 months.
7 months.
Yeah, he's a tough cookie. He just had a little bit of an episode right before you came.
What do you mean?
And he just sort of started attacking me. I got bite on the belly, bite on the arm. That one there.
This one?
Yeah. I'd like you off the couch, even though you can see that we no longer have couches.
This is
that are-
all
This is all
his
thanks
handiwork.
to Indiana, right
All
here.
of this?
All of this.
All of this destruction?
Yes.
It's a horror.
There is so much damage in this house. The sofas, they're destroyed. Oh,
No! This is another issue, and now he's starting to lift his leg.
That was marking.
Yes.
Is he neutered?
Not
No,
yet.
but we have an appointment to have him neutered.
So you are getting him neutered,
Absolutely,
but just not
yes,
yet. All right.
Yeah. It's slightly embarrassing to have Victoria see Indy's bad behavior. No, no. I said no.
Indy is jumping.
No.
Snapping his teeth together, chewing on furniture.
Indy.
Lifting his leg and peeing on everything.
Indiana, that's a no.
I've only been in the house for a couple of minutes. It's insane. If you wanted to get him in the crate now, if you wanted to give him calm time, how would you do it?
Throw him in the
Well, I would
crate.
try to grab his collar, at which point he'll start to bite me.
Already what I'm seeing here, I don't like.
He's bitten the children. Sorry, I know it's a lot to take in.
No, but what he just did to you, what he just did to you, he does to them too.
Yes.
Cool them down.
Come down and meet Victoria.
Hey.
Victoria, this is Shane.
Hello,
come.
Shane.
Say hi to Victoria. And this is Joseph. Joseph, say hi.
Nice to meet you. Hi, Joseph. Good to meet you too. How many times has he bitten you then?
I have to say like 6 times, 7 times.
6 or 7 times?
Yeah. Shane.
So I see the energy level here?
And it's
okay.
constant.
I get
so,
it.
Yeah. We say Indy is a canine version of Shane. These two are feeding off of each other.
Stop playing that now. He's just getting a little riled up. Tell me about the history. Where did you get him?
Well, that's a funny story because I was remiss for Mother's Day and I actually didn't buy her anything. We
So-
were in the mall, the local mall one day, and I went into the pet store because I didn't want to go into the shoe store with her. And they're relentless in the pet store. We walked in, we saw him, and that's the end of the story. We bought him. Kind
So
of an
he's a
impulse
puppy mill
buy.
dog, really?
Probably.
Indiana, no!
He's nuts. And the family, they have no control. Karen? I noticed that you're the one that's cleaning up.
Yeah, Joe doesn't
messes.
move fast enough for me.
Every single time Indy peed, it was Karen who cleaned it up. Joe did nothing.
He would probably ask me to do it anyway. It's just a power struggle on who gets to clean up the pee and the poop. That makes me feel frustrated and mad.
Having witnessed how dangerous the situation is, Victoria knew the couple needed a wake-up call. Joe in particular.
The stress levels in this house, they're exhausting.
Exhausting.
Have you ever had him look at you and go, bam, and nail you?
We have. That's happened a couple of times, and I was like, oh, no way. That's crazy.
I'm hoping that he'll grow out of it.
Indiana gets angry, and that's when he bites. Karen and Joe have got to realize the severity of the situation because Indiana's only going to keep growing, and he's going to become a big, powerful dog. What I see concerns me. You have a dog that is just on that brink of becoming extremely dangerous. Joe, I noticed in the first 15 minutes of being here, after he lifted his leg 3 times, that it's always Karen.
Not always, but
Not
most
always,
of the time.
but most of the time.
That's right. I'll concede that, yes.
I'm telling you, if you don't pitch in and help, and if you don't get on the same page, and if you're not consistent, this will be an absolute disaster, and that's one thing I can guarantee you.
I was really glad when Victoria told Joe that he needs to step up more where Indy's concerned because I've been telling him that for a long time. And I'm hoping that the fact that she said it to him will make a difference.
You're gonna have to do it.
My job is a full day. There's a lot of stress. I'm under pressure to produce numbers. A certain part of me wants to come down and say, hey, you know, can I help you? But after I do my day at work, I'm pretty much exhausted.
Victoria gave Joe something to think about while he was at work.
Easy.
but forged ahead with Karen on how to deal with Indy's biting and mouthing.
Stand up. When he jumps up on you, you turn your back. Turn your back. Keep turning your back. Hey, he really is trying to bite you.
Yeah, he will go at me. No, Indy, no, off.
Indy's behavior worsens, so Victoria changes tactics.
I have to stop that behavior right now. All right, now take this and block his bites. I gave Karen a clipboard that she could just hold in front of her to block his bites. Block the fight. There you go.
Indy's jumping and biting at me as usual, trying to get the ball out of my hand. And I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing this going the way we need it to right now. Off.
He just got even more excited. Oh my gosh, he does not stop. See, he doesn't listen. He just gets even crazier.
Exactly.
Victoria is witnessing just how hard it is to get Indiana to calm down.
See, he doesn't listen. He just gets even crazier.
Exactly, that's
All right,
exactly
get me the
right.
leash. Get me the leash. The clipboard wasn't working, so I had to change tactic really, really quickly. Don't chase him. Don't chase him. He's out of control. So you just stay there.
Karen must stand her ground and not give Indiana any attention until he calms down.
He's finally. Go put the leash on him. Okay. Tell him good boy. I want him to see that if he wants something and he wants it badly, that he has got to offer you good behavior, that he can't bite at you anymore. Indiana, when he doesn't have anything to do, he turns on his person. So it's really important to keep that mind activated. And a series of toys, I think, will be really beneficial from him. But he can't have that toy until he comes up to you and calmly sits in front of you. Then he can have it. Walk up to him, ask him to sit.
Sit.
Now he gets the toy. Good boy.
boy.
Good boy, he gets it.
Boy.
Very good,
Good boy.
He's got to start focusing on you. He's got to start listening to you. I want the family to be under no illusion about this process here. And he gets nothing unless he works for it. Yes, I'm giving you the tools. Yes, you've got to work hard. But there is a seed in my mind that says this could potentially be very difficult.
After dealing with Indiana's troubling behavior inside, Victoria wants to see how he behaves outside. So they go to a Staten Island beach.
I want Karen to show me how Indiana behaves on a walk. I sort of know what's going to happen, but I want to see it for myself.
Easy, Indy. Okay, buddy.
Indiana is lunging at other dogs. He pulls like a freight train, so the walk, it's just a nightmare.
Easy, Indy. Indy's acting as he usually does, and this is how we walk.
Just how overwhelmed are you?
Oh, I just feel like I want to collapse every day.
You do.
And most of it has to do with Indy.
Right. There are so many red flags that I'm already thinking this is not the right home for Indiana.
If it's moving, he's going after it.
Yeah.
What do you need?
He's unable to focus. He's unable to keep his attention on anything for any amount of time. That's his problem.
Having seen the scope of Indiana's behavior, Victoria has a diagnosis she wants to share with the family.
This is not just puppyhood. This is a dog that is unable to focus. It switches very fast from one thing to another, then it's on another, then it's on another. Barking, jumping, mouthing, the tendency to get irritated very quickly, and the inability to be affected by confrontational discipline is a classic case, textbook case of hyperactivity disorder.
Really?
Textbook. And
I was blown away when Victoria said that Indy has ADHD. I can't fathom having to deal with this issue, especially on top of dealing with Shane being high-spirited and high maintenance.
he bites. What's the intention behind the bites? Most of the time it's play, then sometimes it turns nasty. It's the nasty ones that really concern me. One day when he really intends to hurt somebody, bang, he's gonna make contact and somebody's gonna be in hospital. I'm sorry, I just gotta be truthful with you. You might not have the environment that's right for this dog.
I get upset because I knew from the word go, I knew it in I just knew it. And now we're faced with this.
Victoria's assessment of Indiana having a screw loose, I feel maybe a little premature because I don't really want to think that, he's a special needs dog.
I want to put a lot of things into place to see if he can calm down.
Do you think he can?
I'm very 50-50. You've got a working breed here. If this dog doesn't have its outlet, its needs met, it's not going to work here.
Victoria doesn't seem very optimistic right now, and that's scaring me.
It's always upsetting when somebody cries when they realize that their dog might not be able to stay in their home. I would much prefer if Indiana could stay in the home, but it's up to them and the amount of work that they're prepared to put into him.
I'm hanging on to maybe a shred of hope that she can tell us that this is not a lost cause.
The next morning, the outlook for Indiana gets bleaker still.
Joe went off to work, and I went to use the bathroom and heard Shane screaming. Real screams, "Mommy, Mommy, please, help me, help me, help me." So I ran out the bathroom to find Indy dragging Shane on his back around the living room floor by his ankle. I was stunned. He was so upset, obviously. The dog's hurting him. He's got his mouth clamped on Shane's ankle. So I took him off of Shane, but he was shaken. He was very upset, crying, "Can we get rid of this dog?" So I was a bit upset.
Yeah, to say the least. Yeah. This morning is just a prime example of why I'm concerned about Indy in this house. Because the more Shane eggs Indy on, the more violent Indy gets. And situations like Shane being dragged around the room with his ankle are gonna happen.
Victoria wants to act fast to keep Shane safe from Indy.
I want your listening ears on. Are they on? Do not turn them off. Now, tell me what happened this morning with Indy.
Indy was biting my leg, and then my shoes came off, and then he started biting my sock.
And was he pulling you around the room? What happened just before he did that? Were you playing with him? But what I'm gonna ask you to do is really, really hard. But you're 6 years old, and I think you can do it. When you're around Indy, you like running, don't you? Okay? But you know what? Have you ever tried just walking around Indiana? Just walk around the room.
I'll try.
Yeah, walk around and then walk around the room. Okay? Look what Indiana's doing.
Looking at me.
He's just looking at you, isn't he? He's not trying to follow you. Now, I want you to do the same thing, and I want you to run around the room.
There you go.
Now. Okay.
All right, steady,
now,
steady.
Stop. Did you see the difference from what Indy was doing from when you were just walking to when you were running? What was the difference?
I was trying to do this.
Yes. So what happens, what do you do if you don't want him to do that? What do you do?
Ignore him.
You walk slowly. Do you know the difference between red light, orange light, and green light? All kids know how to do the stoplight game. Red light, orange or yellow light, and green light. Okay, so do this. Green light means go, 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 go. Good. Hopefully, when they want him to stop running, they can say yellow or orange. Orange light means walk slowly. Nice. And red light means
stop.
Now, this is what's going to happen with your family, all right? When you hear them say green light, you can run as fast as you can. When you hear them say orange light, you walk slowly. And when you hear them say red light, you stop. Got it.
Good job.
So that's really important around Indiana because we don't want him to bite you like he did, okay? You gonna be able to do this for me? And I think it's really important that the only time you play with him is when your parents are around.
I think the red light, orange light, green light that Victoria was introducing Shane to was a great idea. So I think I'll be able to use that with relation to his play with Indy.
I think Shane was very smitten with Victoria. I really think that he made a friend for life there.
Victoria is lovely.
With Shane promising to curb his behavior, Victoria wants to see if Indiana is also capable of impulse control.
What we're gonna do, this is the leave it. Leave it is just a great technique in getting a dog to be able to control its impulses. I have to get him to want to focus and listen to his owners. And if that doesn't happen, Indiana will end up in a shelter, or worse, he's gonna end up being put down. I'm gonna tell him, all right, now you have to respect that when I say leave it, you've got to move away from something. There's some food in my hand. I'm gonna show him it, and if he goes towards it, it goes away. Indiana has no impulse control whatsoever, so I think it's gonna be really hard for him to inhibit his behavior. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Indy just seems to be fixated on getting at the treat, and I'm afraid that he may not get this technique the way he needs to.
Uh-oh. Good. His head turned away from it, that's what I want. Leave it. Good. Nice.
So it's when he
when he goes like that.
controls himself, then he gets it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna hold now. So you show him the treat, tell him to leave it, and then reward him if he does. Okay.
Okay. Leave it.
I don't want him snapping.
Leave it.
Victoria is working with Karen and her hyperactive dog, Indiana, to see if he can master some basic impulse control training.
So you show him the treat, tell him to leave it, and then reward him if he does. Okay.
Okay. Leave it.
I don't want him snapping.
Leave it. Leave it. Leave it.
Nice. Now, tell him good boy.
Good boy.
Yeah. This is hard for him.
Yes, I see that.
Oh my gosh.
He's
like,
struggling.
He knows what to do now, but he's got to get through that momentary, gotta inhibit my behavior, and then I'll get something good. This is really important for a dog like this to have a bit of impulse control. Good. Good. Nice.
With Indy showing progress in impulse control, Victoria wants to get husband Joe more involved in the training and with his family. So she lines up a surprise for Karen.
You don't ever have even 30 minutes by yourself to read a book.
True.
So today, I'm gonna take you for a little break, all right? Joe and the kids are gonna be in charge. And you are gonna come with me to the beach. Karen deserves the breather. She hardly ever gets any time to herself. And I also want Joe to see what it's like to spend a morning with the kids and the dog with Karen not around. That's your escape bag?
Exactly.
Okay.
See you
all
guys.
Right. Go
Love
for
you.
it.
Bye. Bye, Indy.
Bye.
And Indy, you are not
Try
coming.
to keep it together, Joe, yeah?
Bye. See ya.
Bye. Indy off. I get to live her life when she's down at the beach. To throw it all at me like that was a little bit overwhelming. It's gonna be a little bit different for me to kind of step into that role.
Good.
Oh, how nice.
Oh, my goodness. The beach is beautiful. The beach is calm. Everything's right with the world, sitting, watching the water and listening to the ocean.
Because we're taking a break, I want you to have some of my favorite chocolate.
Oh, yes.
Kit Kat. What is life without chocolate?
Not very much fun. Here, here.
I wonder what Joe and the kids and the dog are doing right now.
I'm so many worlds away from that. Please let me enjoy the chocolate and the beach.
Shane? No! Please stop yelling. I can't leave them on the floor. You know why? Because what if Indy comes and does pee? Indy, you got to poo? Come outside. He's got that trot. Look what you and Indy did to the couch.
I don't care.
There's nothing better coming to the beach and hearing those waves.
That's all I wanted.
Come on, we're gonna eat.
It's hot. I told you.
Of course it's
All right, come here. She's on the beach, and I'm here sweeping the floor. That works for me. Joe, I want this room clean. Pick up the stuff on the floor. Sit down and do your homework.
Well, do you want me to clean up or do my homework?
Joseph, I want you to do both. Come on. Shane, you're making Daddy very tired. It's like I'm on the top of the house in The Wizard of Oz at that scene when it's spiraling up out of control, looking down saying, well, should I jump or not?
You know, I have a lot of respect for you because your situation is not easy. And I think for any mom who has got to be a mother, has to work, bring up children successfully, now you've got a third child who's a really problem child.
Yes.
You need some you time.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Come on, Shay.
Things just keep on getting worse for Joe.
Let's go play with Indy for a little while.
No!
Come on. Stand up.
I don't want to play.
It's a nice day out. Nice day out.
I'm gonna check in with Joe and the kids, see how they're getting along. Enjoy.
Thank you, darling.
Everything's taken care of.
Thank you for this gift, because that's what it is, a gift. Thanks, Victoria.
Nice rest.
I think if we are able to train Indy and get him to a place where he's a more manageable dog, the effect of that will be that I will have some more spare time for myself.
Hey.
Good boy.
Hi.
Hey, Joseph. Try.
There's quite a calm scene when I return, but something tells me that it hasn't always been that way. How are things been going?
Very good.
Yeah?
Yep.
Victoria decides to take advantage of Joe being home to do some training with him.
No,
Oh.
no,
That wasn't good.
absolutely not. Do never let him jump at you and give him the treat,
Right.
Joseph. You're standing there like a wet lettuce. No. Here, come on.
Indy, sit.
Good.
Good boy.
They give it. That's it. Never allow him to jump up
Good
at you
boy.
like that. That's just behavior that we're trying to stop him from
Right.
doing. Should we sit down? Karen is now enjoying herself. She's sitting on the beach. It's beautiful down there. She's reading her book. She's taking a little bit of time for herself.
Good. I cleaned the house for Karen.
You cleaned the house?
Yeah, I
You
swept up.
cleaned it?
Well, look, I did the doors in the front because she was complaining all
Oh
the
my
fingerprints.
gosh.
The kids basically did their homework and cleaned up their rooms.
You did?
This experience really has changed me as a person because I have a newfound respect for the job my wife does with my family. You don't really see it firsthand until you actually walk a mile in her shoes, and I did that today, and I can tell you I'm very impressed.
Coming up,
He's left his marks on me.
Indiana is back to his old tricks.
Put that in front of you. Put it in front of you.
Victoria Stilwell is working with Joe and Karen and their rambunctious dog, Indiana. The family aren't the only people being terrorized by the dog. Neighbor and babysitter Maggie is one of Indiana's regular victims.
Hey, how are you?
He continues to bite at me, lunge at me, rip clothes, etc. So it's been quite a number of times that he has basically left his mark on me.
Those are all the bruises from him?
Well, it's a block mechanism.
You block him with your arm, but yet that's what he does.
This is what it'll do.
So he gets at your arm. He has been getting away with this jumping behavior with both of you. And I want him to know that I'm always ready for him and that I'm going to put this in his mouth if he jumps at me. And yeah, is this a little aversive? Yeah. But he has to know his boundaries with me. He has to know his boundaries with everybody, and that this jumping behavior is not going to get anywhere. The way you're blocking with your arm, that's a big chew toy.
It is.
And that's going to get you hurt and bruised up. So that's the reason why, for now, You need to carry something like this leash with the chain with you at all times when you're with him, so that you can just hold it in front of you. Because he doesn't like biting this. This is your protection. If Maggie's gonna spend any time with Indiana, she's gotta get on the same page as everybody else. Okay, so you just hold it by your side, and you use it when you need to use it, okay? There you go. Put that in front of you. Put that in front of you. Put it in front of you. There you go. Tell him to sit.
Sit.
Good, good.
Boy.
Nice. Okay. And the reason why I think it's vital you still maintain a relationship, at least be able to come and walk in, which is so good that you do that, is because having him in a crate for 10 to 12 hours while you're at work, I know it's every other week, is just going to make this dog stir flipping crazy.
Sure.
So that's why it would be really good if you could continue.
Making Karen's life easier and keeping the children safe is a priority, but Victoria is concerned with the current method of crating Indiana.
The crate has not been a happy place for Indiana. He spends a good 8 hours in the crate. 8 hours for a hyperactive puppy like this is way too long. I want to give you this.
Oh, wow.
To put in your kitchen here. A baby gate means that Indiana can be sectioned in one room or another while she goes about her daily chores. And I think that's gonna help Indiana stop peeing and pooping everywhere. You need to go to the bathroom, for goodness sake. And you wanna make sure that your kids are safe. Then that's the time when you leave him in here with a toy, and we put the baby gate up, and the boys are in the other room. If he starts to jump over it, you raise it just a little higher, so it makes it a bit higher. But there are also really tall ones you can get.
Okay. It's all about the kids' safety, so I'm really thankful that she brought that here.
There's another tool for you for management purposes.
Yeah, very much. We can use that.
All right.
Indy is showing progress, but to further curb his mouthing and biting, Victoria takes him for a test to see what kind of outlet would be best for him.
So Karen and Joe, this is John and Andy.
Hey, how are you?
Andy, tell us what you do.
We train dogs for detection work, whether it be narcotics, explosives, bed bugs, gas line detection. And we're gonna just show you how a couple of these dogs work and how we might be able to interact your dog with some of the games the dogs can play.
They'll learn more about their dog and about their dog's drives when they see Andy and John working with their dogs.
Let me go run her. You ready? Good girl.
You've hidden explosives.
We've hidden explosives out here. Back. Check it. Good. Back here. Check it. Good. Check here. Good girl.
Oh, my goodness.
That is amazing.
And in here.
That is amazing.
That's insane. Wow. It was so fantastic. I was actually thinking, wow, this would be really cool, something cool for Indy to do.
Because she's an explosive dog, she sits real slowly, makes no sudden moves, doesn't put her paws on anything. So let's see this dog.
Yes.
Okay.
Now Andy tests Indy to see what type of activity would best curb his aggression.
Hey.
This is Indy.
What are you doing?
I think Indy is probably gonna do very well. I'm really looking forward to seeing him in action.
Oh, yeah, this is going right here.
Yay!
What do you think, Andy, from first impressions?
Well, he's got a lot of prey drive, right? To be able to chase something that's moving. Now we're gonna see if he has some hunt drive.
Okay, okay.
To gauge Indiana's hunt drive potential, Andy will hide a toy and see if he can find it.
Andy!
What are they doing? What are they doing?
Andy!
What are they doing? What are they doing?
Andy! Okay, tell him, find it.
Go, go, go. Go, go.
Come on, Andy, find it. We discovered that his attention span was not there and his drive to be that hunter was not completely there. But I think in the prey drive department, he was #1.
Andy demonstrates a game that would help curb Indy's negative behavior by providing him with an outlet.
As we have some of these narc bags, we call them. You can put anything you want in here and then play with the dog. It goes out there, he brings it back. When he brings it back, you have another one. The more fun he's having and the more energy he's burning off, the less of a pain he's gonna be, the more enjoyable he's gonna be to have around.
There's a lot of energy and no real outlet.
Right. The other thing we have, this is called a flirt pole. And what this is for is to back and forth, so he can chase it, he can play with it, you can get it back from him, and bounce him back and forth.
It's a matter of us being able to play games. Now, realistically, Joe, are you going to be able to give him that kind of outlet that he needs? To engage your sons in the play, to devote the time every day to this kind of stuff?
Victoria Stilwell knows it will take a lot more time and energy to help Indiana and asks Joe if he can make that commitment.
Now, realistically, are you going to be able to give him that kind of outlet that he needs? To engage your sons in the play, to devote the time every day to this kind of stuff?
I'm gonna give it my all. I really am.
Have him by your side.
Victoria doesn't waste any time.
I want you to get him to sit because you stand in front of him and say sit.
Okay.
With a hand signal. Okay. I don't want you to jerk him into a sit.
All right. Indy, sit.
Nice. Tell him to stay.
Stay. Stay.
And then you say ready.
Ready. Go get it.
Nice. Nice. Good. Good. Joe seems to be really grateful for the training that I've done with them. He really sees that there could be potential that, you know, Indiana's going to stay. Ready?
Ready. Go get it.
Nice. Good.
One of the proudest things to me is the way Indiana took to the training. He really just took the instruction and ran with it. Ready. Go get it.
Nice. Good. Beautiful.
Victoria wants to give the boys a chance since they've been patiently waiting in the back.
Shane, ready to throw?
I really want Shane in particular to learn how to play safely with Indy because their energy levels are pretty much the same. And I don't want to see him get hurt, yet I want him to be able to have fun with Indy.
Say stay and then...
Stay.
Ready?
Ready?
Throw. Go get it.
Yes,
All right.
Shane. Awesome.
No. You don't run after.
Shane. Still Shane.
Joseph, you want to do the next one? I want to show you another game. Indiana! Whee! All right, Joseph, take over. I don't want him to jump into you, okay? Come over here with me when it's safe. Woo! Don't let him get it! Don't let him get it! Fox on a stick keeps Indiana away from a child's body, focusing on a toy and not jumping up at the child.
Flying fox. So
now let him be successful. Good.
Good.
Good. Isn't this a great way to exercise your dog?
I was very happy that Indy was running around, letting loose all his energy, because at home there's a less likely chance that he'll jump on us and bite us. He'll probably be pooped from this.
But I think it would be a great job for you to be able to play with him, obviously with your parents' supervision, so that you are an integral part of training this dog.
Okay.
I plan on utilizing the indoor training facility. I'm going to interact with Joseph and Shane and the dog and reinforce the positive techniques that Victoria's shown us.
He just said to me, I'm so happy.
Good. This was successful training, successful family time. I really hope it benefits Indiana for the future.
With Indy's aggression and hyperactivity improving, it's now time for the family to take the reins.
I'm certainly more optimistic leaving the family than I was when I came here. Thank you so much.
What do you
They
say?
are so
You're
beautiful.
welcome.
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Thank you. You've worked very hard, and I do think there is hope.
I'm feeling very positive, and I feel as long as we work together and commit ourselves, we can continue on the right path. We really like to try and keep him in the family. I'm nervous about Victoria leaving, but, you know, gotta put on your big girl underwear and do what you gotta do.
I'm gonna leave you now. Thank you so much for my beautiful flowers. If they continue with the work that we've been doing, bye, Joseph. I think Indiana's gonna thrive. Hey, you're a good man.
Thank you. The whole family now sees what kind of positive influence Indiana could be on us, and we really want him around.
Bye. See you
Thank
later.
you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. She's a nice lady.
Silly till the end. Yeah, we're on our own now. Great.
Nah, we'll be all right.
On our own.
I think
You
we'll
hear
be
that?
all right.
It's been 2 weeks since I left Karen and Joe, and the whole family has made a complete turnaround.
Off? Stop. Off? Good boy. Life before Victoria got here was a horror. Seriously, I was at the end of my rope. I had no hope at all that Indy could be helped. Touch. Good boy. And I feel differently now. I feel we could actually turn it around, that she's left us with some good things that could help us to keep Indy around. Good boy. All right, guys, I'll be right up. I need to put some laundry in the dryer. The baby gate has been definitely a positive thing. It seems to work. It really does. Stay, good boy.
By creating boundaries for Indiana, the chaos has died down. The children can play, and Karen can do things around the house without disruptions.
Joseph, remember?
I know how to do it, Mom.
Okay.
Sit. Wait.
Joseph, when he does interact with Indy, he's wonderful.
Wait.
Okay, Joseph.
Good boy, good boy.
Good boy.
Sit.
Show him the treat.
Sit.
He did, now good
Wait.
boy.
Wait.
Okay.
That's good. Go.
Good boy.
To see the boys doing their part is fantastic, because this is the kind of relationship and bonding that they should be cultivating with their dog.
Hold the stick up like this and swing it higher around so he has to jump and run for it, okay?
The family is taking time to play with Indy, and everyone is having fun.
Good, good, good. There you go. Keep it going, keep it going. Up.
When Indy has the appropriate amount of exercise and stimulation, you know, he becomes a different dog. Come on, big boy, let's go. Wait.
To everyone's surprise, Joe has kept up with his end of the bargain.
Come on.
And it shows.
Good.
Thanks for watching. If you love It's Me or the Dog and want more dog training tips and tricks, visit my official site, positively.com. And if you're interested in learning more about becoming a dog trainer, check out the Victoria Stilwell Academy. Links to both sites are in the description. I'll see you online.